Hi, it's John and Mike, brew-dudes.com, and it's another Homebrew Swap Exchange number 7. Exchange number 7. Coming from Benny Torman in Gainesville, Virginia. He sent us 2 beers, and it's kind of a sad story. I asked him, hey man, you sent me 2 IPAs. One's a session, one's an imperial style. Which one's which? And he said, all right, here's the story. I'm not going to go into the full detail because it kind of breaks my heart. But he didn't know which one was which. But he sent 2 bottles to us that had 2 different caps, thankfully. He said that, look, one, if you have, you might have the same beer, but they definitely have 2 different colors when you pour them out. And I'm thankful to say that these 2 are a little bit different in terms of their color. So I think we have 2 different beers here. So again, 2 IPAs. One is a session IPA. He calls it the Obligation Session IPA. I wonder who the obligation is to. Yeah, we know who it is to. And the boss. And then the Procrastination Imperial IPA.
That's right up my alley.
That's the lack of urgency.
The lack of urgency.
The lack of urgency. So we're going to taste these and try to figure out which is which. But I think he kind of dropped a hint that said the darker one is the Imperial. So let me just read off what, because he has very detailed notes about both these IPAs. So the session started with an original gravity of 1049, ended with 1009. The IBUs are racking up at 93.5. He says CRM is 4.1. I'm guessing that's calculated. And then the ABV is 5.2%. Okay, total, I'm guessing this is a 5-gallon batch. He had RAR 2-row, 10 pounds, and Munich at 8.0 ounces. So that's 8 ounces. Hops, he has
This is insane.
9.5 ounces of hops. So Magnum, half ounce.
You couldn't find an extra half ounce.
Listen, Magnum, half ounce at 60, which is fine. That's good. Then he had a 10-minute Simcoe, an ounce of Simcoe at 10 minutes, an ounce of Amarillo at 5 minutes, an ounce of Citra at 5 minutes, an ounce of Mosaic at 5 minutes, an ounce of Motica at 5 minutes, Cascade, half ounce at 5 minutes, Centennial, half ounce at 5 minutes. And then he starts doing the Whirlpool hops, Mosaic, half ounce, and then the Nelson Sauvin, also Whirlpool, half ounce there. The yeast he used was the Imperial Flagship A07. Do you know what that is?
Not familiar with that yeast. It's exciting.
There you go.
It's one of these new yeast companies. I just don't remember. I just don't know what the A07 designation is.
Yeah.
Which company that is.
Okay. So fermented at 62 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 days. He dry hopped with a bunch of hops. Citra, half ounce for 10 days. Mosaic, dry hopped, half ounce for 10 days. Nelson Sauvin, half ounce for 10 days. And then Amarillo, dry hop for
it's beautiful.
5 days. Yeah.
Talk about taking a long way around the block to get to a session IPA, man. That is a lot of hopping.
Okay, so we're pretty sure this is the session, right?
Well, yeah, sorry. I mean, the color difference is, I don't know if you can see on the camera. I'll hold it up against the background around my head there, see? Yeah, so this is the session, I believe, the lighter one. Yeah.
You like that?
I do. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot of the bitterness is there, but it doesn't last.
No, yeah, the bitterness is very light. It's got a really hop presence, a feel, a hop feel in your mouth. I don't know about you, but I think in the aroma on the session and in the flavor a little bit, I get a little bit of diacetyl.
Oh yeah?
But it could be a combination of
crazy hop additions.
It could be the hops. A little bit, but I'm digging the flavor. The way that all these hops come together, it's pretty interesting.
But it finishes fairly dry. I think. I mean, it's sort
Absolutely. I mean, he's got his final gravity,
Yeah.
1009. There's a really nice, when I taste it, there's a really nice, like, just a very pleasant fruit finish to it.
Yeah.
And the it's crazy. All the different varieties of hops in there have actually just created a solitary
Juicy at the end.
thing. Yeah. It's not like super juicy,
No.
but it's a very nice fruity. There's a tropical character to it.
That's what it is. Yeah.
I get like a overripe honeydew melon thing. And there's a little bit of garlic in there, which is, some of those other ones, I mean, it's subtle, but it's good. It's really good.
I'm getting like a pineapple at the end there.
I could see that.
It's like like a pineapple juice.
Yeah, without like the acidity, just like pineapple juice. Very nice.
All right. So that's the session.
Okay, here we go.
Here's the Imperial IPA, Procrastination.
And it's just Cascade hops. No, I'm just kidding.
A ton of Cascade.
1 ounce of Cascade.
There you go. So let me move this over. Original gravity 1080.
Wow.
Final gravity 1019. The ABV is 8.1. IBUs are about the same as the session. 93.4. CRM is 6.5, so that would match. A little bit darker. Grains 18.5 pounds. He went with 16 pounds of two-row, 1.5 pounds of Munich, 1 pound of Vienna, and then 11 and 3/4 ounces of hops throughout the whole process. Magnum, Amarillo, Chinook, Columbus, Simcoe, all during the boil. Citra, Mosaic, Tuca. I know I'm mispronouncing that because people have already corrected me and I don't remember. I'm dumb. Nelson Savin, also in the whirlpool. And then the yeast is Imperial House A07. So maybe the yeast producer is Imperial House because you have the 07, the A07,
Imperial flagship. Okay. Yeah.
and then the A01.
House A01.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta look. Oh, yeah. I think it's vaguely
Have you
familiar.
heard of them?
It's vaguely familiar.
All right, that's new to me.
I'm trying to keep up with all these new yeast comers. I think it's great, but I'm trying to keep up.
Also fermented at 62 degrees Fahrenheit for 14 days. So the temp's the same, a little less on the amount of days, number of days. And then Citra, Matuka, and then Nelson Savin dry hopped.
I have to applaud people that managed to ferment in like 14 days. Procrastination Imperial IPA, it's right up my alley because like, my beers are usually in the fermenter for like 21 days. But when I say 21 days, I really mean like 35 days. I don't get back to the. I love to brew, but man, this stuff sits in the fermenter for. When we moved into this house, I had a bitter pale ale that I moved over from the other house. That thing was in a carboy for like 4 months. It didn't survive the trip.
But then we
wasn't
knew
so great.
that yeast electrolysis was not a thing, right?
Right.
Because 4 months, it's like, hey, this is drinkable.
Right.
It doesn't taste bad.
This beer, to me, right off the bat, the aroma and the flavor, even though the hop bill is somewhat is pretty close, I get like a pretty good like berry character out of this.
Yeah?
Like a sweet berry, like somewhere between like really ripe blueberries, which tend to be sort of muted, not very acidic, and then like strawberry. Like I get a nice berry character on this.
I'm getting a lot of malt character, and it's the same malt character I get out of eating a bowl of Wheaties.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
the malt flavoring that comes from that?
Nice. When you were reading the recipe, I thought this berry character could very well be that like blending with some of these hops in the Munich.
Mosaic is supposed to be blueberry.
Yeah.
But how much Mosaic?
I would love to.
It's blended in with a whole bunch of other stuff.
I'd love to dig in a little bit deeper into Benny's process because he's employing whirlpool hopping, and dry hopping is. I understand dry hopping, but it's interesting. I'd like to know more about how you're whirlpooling. Are you boiling for 60 minutes, cutting the flame, and then adding those hops? And are you recirculating or just letting them sit? Or do you cut the boil a little early and put them in and let them sit? Because whirlpooling, everybody does whirlpooling a little bit different, but I think whirlpooling is it's just another way of doing a hop stand in hot wort. I mean, some people like partially chill the beer down to say, 140 F, and then whirlpool, so you're not volatilizing as much. So just like to dig in a little bit more and understand, what the technique there is. So if you watch the video and leave a comment, that I'd really love to dig into that a little bit more. These two beers are very unforgettable. I think the hopping and the cleanness of the fermentation in both of them is really beautiful. I think it's really nice.
We should look into Imperial House. I mean, he's the East Coast like us, so.
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, I love... For an Imperial IPA, which is sad, you don't hear a lot of people talk about Imperial IPAs anymore. It's like double, triple, right? But this is a really nice color. This is what I'd expect out of a Imperial IPA.
Mm.
I love the malt character. Supports the hopping really nice.
I'm still, I mean, the hop character's there, but it's the malt that's pulling it through for me.
Yeah.
So good.
It's almost, the color of it, it's almost like just a hoppy red.
Mm.
A really strong red ale. You could call this
a red IPA.
An Imperial red ale and get away with it. An American Imperial red ale.
Yeah.
Or an Imperial amber, American
Dude,
amber.
You're setting up the 2018 BJCP guidelines.
I am, and maybe someday we'll talk about how much I loathe the 2015 guidelines. But this is nice. This is a really nice beer. We could drink plenty of this.
Yep.
And be happy. We could sit down and drink some of this. This beer we'll drink this beer is...
After plundering.
This beer is getting this strong.
You big Viking, let's do this.
But you know what? Really well fermented, because this doesn't taste boozy at all.
Mm.
For being, approximately 8%.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste boozy, so it's really fermented really nicely.
Because we've had, I don't know. We've had 8%. And some drinkable ones, some not so drinkable ones. This is definitely in the former category.
Yeah. You can't go wrong when you get beers from a guy named Benny Torman. What a great name that is.
Great name, buddy.
Good job.
Look at you. Like you had anything to do with that. His parents. You should thank his parents.
Hey, some of us get lucky.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, well, you want to gush anymore?
No,
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay. Anyway,
Thanks,
thanks a lot. We love swapping beers. If you want to swap beers or you just want to send us beers, we'll take them. We have to figure out what we have up, because I sent out a whole bunch of Vienna lagers, which I think were well received. Lots of people wrote back. Everybody I sent to wrote back, said, thank you very much. This is really great. But we have more in the queue and more interesting things to share with you. So let us know if you'd like to be a part of this brew swap. Exchange number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 through infinity. We'll keep doing it.
We'll keep doing it as long as you keep commenting on it
That's
and
right.
liking these videos.
Yeah, appreciate it. So subscribe. We try to put up another video at least once a week. If we talked about this, we keep getting this. Do we create a new channel for just swapping?
Beer swapping.
Tasting swapping?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll think about that. For John and Mike, brew-stews.com. Soon to have a separate channel, Brew On.
More work. Cheers.